Good morning. Good morning again. We're here now on our week 12. Welcome to our Maritime English course. We are on our week 12. So last time, I discussed about traveling, but it's about airport and aircraft, right? So I'll give you some information and details when you are traveling in the airport. So today we will discuss a continuations about traveling. But this time it's about traveling by train. So last time I already give you the some vocabulary and some phrases that you need to remember when you are traveling, or some um, points to remember when you are asking or you need information during your trip in the airport. So today, traveling by train. So here I will also give you some vocabulary. So for you us to able to understand more, or for you to have an easy understanding when you are traveling. So we have here a train station. So what is a train station? This is the location where trains arrive and depart. So you can see this train station on a specific location. So this is where the train come and go, or where the passenger uh, arrive and depart. We also have here what we call platform. So platform, this is the area where the passenger wait for the trains. So this part is what we call the platform. So this is the passenger wait, and where the passenger also uh, come from the train. So another word here is what we call the ticket office. So ticket office is the place where you can purchase or collect your train ticket. So this is where you can buy your ticket before you board on a train, or you can buy your ticket for your specific trip. So ticket office. So if you have ticket office, of course we have here the ticket itself. So tickets are the documents, or this is the a piece of paper that allows you to travel on the train. So this one is what we call. So this will be you're going to purchase in the ticket office before you board on a train, and also they will be inspect this by the ticket office officer. So tickets. So this time is what we call a timetable. So same as the airline, timetable also show the schedules of the departure and arrival of the train. So as you can see here, there's a time, there's a destination, oh, and also the remarks. You see here if that specific train For your destination, you can see here what time are they coming from your station, or what time are you going to depart from your station. So here is what we call the timetable. So in the timetable, you can see also what we call a departure. So the departure is the act of leaving or the scheduled time for a train to leave. So when we say leaving, that's what we call the departure. So of course, there's also time and the destination. So you can see here from this example, the departure, there will be delay or canceled trip. So if we have departure, of course, we also have the arrival. So this is the opposite of the departure, because when we say arrival, this is the act of arriving or coming, or the scheduled time for a train to arrive. Another word that we have is what we call the platform number. So the platform number, this is the assigned number indicating where your train will arrive or depart. So in the train station, you will see this number, like it's like the boarding gate. Yeah, same as the boarding gate in the airport. So you can see this also on your ticket, or in the timetable you will see which platform number specifically your train will arrive or depart for your certain trip. We have here now is what we call train carriages or train cars. So when we say train carriages or train cars, this is the individual section of the train where passengers sit. So this is the carriages. So in one train, there are more than five, sometimes seven or 10 carriages. It depends. And as you can see, or in some uh, train station, you will notice that there's a separated carriages for women, and usually they are the one next to the carriage of the, or in the uh, first one, the first carriage. Another one here, the word seat reservation. So seat reservation, it says here that it's a pre-booked seat on a specific train. So this is the advance booking. So if you have, would you like to choose your, or do you have preferred seat during your trip? You can do that by reservation of your seat. So as you can see here, you will see which part of the seat or on the train is still available or already taken. So you can see here. So here as an example, it says is the red one is already booked or already taken. So this blue is the available. So you will decide, it's either you like to sit on the aisle part or in the window side. So this is seat reservation. So another word here that we have is what we call the luggage rack. So when you are traveling by the train, of course, there's a specific luggages or storages for your luggage. So in the train also, you can find it above the seat where you can store your bags, like this one. Or sometimes they provide this part. So like a small extra storage for the passenger for their luggages. So here, luggage rack. Okay. Here is what we call train conductor. So train conductor is the person who check tickets and assist passenger on the train. So they will be your, or you can ask for assistance for your train conductor. So if you, it, especially if it is your first time traveling by train, you can ask this conductor or some person in charge there to assist you to where you can find your seat, where you can put your store your luggages, and also they are the one who will checks your ticket. So again, here we have again the seat reservation. So this is the advance booking of your seat. So if you have preferred or specific seat or place to sit, you can do the seat reservation. Another word here is what we call boarding. So boarding is act of getting on the train. So this is what we call also when you are traveling by airplane, they will call it also boarding. So the act of getting on the train or on the plane. So it's called boarding. So I have here announcement. So announcements are public messages or announcements made by the train station. So like what this, for example, the captain is making an announcement for the passenger. Sometimes in the train station, the announcement, they only show it or reflect on a small screen, right? So announcements are usually what we heard as giving us some information. Connection. Our next word is what we call connection. So this is the transfer from one train to another. So, for example, you are going to a specific location, but your first ride from your origin, it won't go directly to your desired destination. So, you have to transfer another train for you to able to go to your specific destination. So that's what we call connection. So your trip have a connection. So transfer from one train to another. So this is now what we call compartment. So this is not for your storage, okay? So the compartment is the separate area in the train carriage with a group of seats facing each other. So as you can see here, the seats are facing to each other. And some train, they have like it looks like a small room or like a small cabin. Yeah, so to make it more private. So this is what we call the train compartment. So here, so in the train, we also have what we call dining car. So this is the designated carriage where passengers can purchase meals and drinks. So as you can see here, it says here where you can have, or it's like a restaurant that you can dine inside the train. So this kind of courage also, you can see this in some country, but we have here in Asia, they using this for a tourist, like a tour. I know they have this, it's same like in Vietnam. So for the tourists to able to uh, see those tourist spots, so while they are sightseeing, they can also dine in. So it's like a restaurant, they can have their food or they can purchase their meal. So we have here now the word intercom. So the intercom is a communication system used for announcements or emergencies on the train. So you can see this a small button in the train. Sometimes it's beside the between seats or above the door from where the entry and exit of the train. You can also see this in the above of the or near the exit button or exit door. So intercom and dining car. So here. ticket inspector. So they are the same also on what we have earlier, the train conductor. So also the person who checks tickets and ensures passengers have valid tickets. So here, the next word that we have is what we call the platform sign. The platform sign is this one. As you can see here in the picture, it's just the same also where the platform number. So this is the sign indicating the platform number or train schedules and destinations. So here, the platform sign. So that will be our vocabulary, just some that you can remember when you are traveling. So I have here also some phrases or sentences for you can use when you are traveling by train. So like some questions that you can use when you are traveling. So I have here, for example, what platform does train to depart from? So uh, if you want to ask, like if you are looking for the platform or which gate of the train will depart, so you can ask like that. What platform does the train to depart from? Another question that you can use also is, excuse me, is this seat reserved? So if you have like a walk-in passenger and you don't have a reservation and you can see that there's a vacant seat, you can use this question. So excuse me, is this seat reserved? Does or how long is the journey from here to, okay, your specific destination? So if you want to know the duration of your travel, you can use this question. So how long is the journey? Does the train have Wi-Fi on board? So if you want to know if there's a internet, so you can use this sentence. Does this train have Wi-Fi on board? Is there a dining car or food service available on this train? So you can ask um, the train conductor for this. So if you want to purchase some food or you're looking for a dining car, if they have available, you can use this or you can ask this way. Is there a dining car or food service available on this train? Can you help me with my luggage? So if you want someone or the conductor assist you with your luggage, you can use this one. Can you help me with my luggage? Are there power outlets on the train to charge electronic device? So if you want to ask, or is it possible for the train to have an outlet where you can charge your electronics, you can use or ask like this. Then, is there a restroom on board on the train? So if you're looking for a restroom, you can ask also the conductor, the train conductor for this. Is there a restroom on board on the train? So is there a designated quiet or silent zone on the train? So because some area you cannot, there's a public trains, there are people that talking too much. So if you don't want to disturb you or to bother you, you can ask like this. If there's a designated quiet or silent zone on the train, then excuse me, what time is the next stop? So this one you can ask this, but usually this one is also reflect on a small screen inside the train. So you can see, or this will be announced by the train conductor or the captain. So they will, before leaving on a specific destination, they will tell what destination is that and what will be the next. So usually this is the it announced by the train captain. So another question that you can use also, can I buy a ticket on board in the train? So this is when you are buying ticket in a ticket office, right? So you can ask, can I buy ticket? And then you will tell or you will be asked for what destination you would like. Another one, is there a conductor on the train who can assist me? So maybe this is for the, you're asking for assistance during when you are purchase or before boarding on a train, you will ask if someone can assist you during your trip of you, or you need some assistance during your trip. Are there any stops or transfers along the route? So how often do trains run on this route? So maybe you're just curious and asking for this info. So can I see the train schedule or timetable? So usually, or where can I see? So you will be asking this on some officer in the train station. So where you can find the timetable or the schedule. My ticket is already paid. Is the internet connection working? Okay, so these are the questions that you can use or remember when you are traveling by train. So next will be about hotels and hostel. So, meaning this is what now you can use some words and phrases that you can use when you are in the hotel. So first we have here also what we call the reservation. So the act of booking room in advance. So pre-booking. So before you go to a hotel, if you have ahead of time, you still have time, you're going to book your room in a specific hotel. So this is what we call reservation. So reception or front desk. So this is the area where you can check in and check out of the hotel or hostel. So the reception area also where you can confirm your booking or the reservation that you made. So you can ask that in the reception office or in the front desk. So check-in is what we do or the process of registering or receiving your room key and or key card. So when you book a hotel and after you make a confirmation in the reception or in the front desk, now is the time for you to check in. So that's why they collect your names and IDs and then they will give you your designated room. So when we have check-in, we also have check-out. So this time, this is the process of settling your bill and returning your room key or key card. So check out means you are now leaving the hotel. So you were not longer using the room or the rooms. So check in, registering or receiving the room key, and returning your room key is what we call check out. So here we have here room key. In some hotel, they still using the key specifically. So in some, they already making this automated card for you to have an access to your room. So this is also, we have here two kinds of key. So when you're booking in a hotel, there will be an option for you on of what kind or what room do you need. So here we have here what we call a single room. So room is basically a room with a single bed or for one person. Or it can be as long as it can be have a one bed in one room. It's like a studio room with one bed. So, single room. So, if we have single room, we also have a double bed or double room. So, this time it can accommodate up to two persons. So, this bed can accommodate up to two persons. So, double room or the one with the double bed. So here, we have also what we call twin room. So twin room, what is the difference this on double room or double bed? So in the twin room, there are two single beds. So they are the same, good for two people, but this one is only one bed and the other one two separated bed. So this is what we call a twin room. Here. So in a hotel, there's also other option that we call, when you are choosing room, is what we call suite. So suite. This is the larger or more luxurious room with additional living or sleeping space. So this kind of room, so your bedroom is separated. So you have your own living room. Sometimes you have your own dining area and a kitchen. So that will be a what we call a suite room. So they have separated. So this there may be another room, an extra bedroom. Amenities. So we have here also what we call amenities. So these are the facilities and services uh, available at the hotel. So we have here the gym, we have pool, we also have spa, computer, and we have uh, a convention room or a ballroom, a function room. So those are what we call amenities. So when you are booking your hotel, you can also check there if you have breakfast included or not. But if you have, it means that when you are staying there, there already a free or the breakfast is already included. So you can take this from the next or the first morning of your stay. So in some hotel, you can dine in like the restaurant, or you can avail this as a room service. So, so if it's included, it means you already, or it already included on your book room. So it's already included on the price of the room. So I have here Wi-Fi. So this is the internet access provided by the hotel. So Wi-Fi. So now these days, everyone needs Wi-Fi. We all need an internet access. So here, room service. So this is the service of delivering food or beverages directly to your room. So if you don't want to go outside, or you don't have time, or you're too tired to go on a restaurant, you can ask for a room service. So they're going to deliver directly your ordered food. So here now is what we call the housekeeping. So the housekeeping is the staff responsible for cleaning and maintaining the room. So you can request this every time you leave your room. So if you want your room to be properly clean or to be knitted again, so you can ask for a housekeeping. So the housekeeping also, you can request this for some laundry, or if you need to do your clothes, iron your clothes or some laundry, you can also ask for a housekeeping. So we also have here what we call late checkout. So this is the option to stay in the room past the regular checkout for an additional fee. So when you are booking a room, usually your checkout time is during 12 noon. But if you want to stay there late, like you want to check out by the afternoon, and then that's what we call late checkout. So for that, there's an additional fee provided. So again, here we have what we call the key card. If it's like this, a card with a magnetic strip or chip used to access your room, this is what we call a key card. I have here what we call a bellboy or the porter. So, bellboy or a porter is the staff who assists with luggage and escort guests to their room. So, they are the one has assisting the guest from from the moment they enter the hotel, opening the door, and they're assisting there with their luggage and bringing it to their specific or designated room. So that's what we call bellboy and or porter. Another word that we have here is what we call the invoice or bill. A document detailing the charges for your stay, including room rate and any additional services. So, everything that you purchase that's not included in your room rate, you can see that in your invoice. So, here you can see here the detailed or anything that you purchase from the restaurant. So you will see that in your bill upon your checkout. So here, I have here again or another questions that you can use when you are booking or asking something in the hotel. So we have here, do you have any available rooms for tonight? So if you are no reservation, you just walk into the hotel and do you want to know if there's a vacant or available rooms, you can ask like this. Do you have any available rooms for tonight? And how much is the room for one night? So If you want to know the price for one room, you can use this or ask this way. How much is a room for one night? Can I see the room before I make decision? Here, you can also request this in some hotels. So it's like you want to view the room first before you book. They will allow you and assist you to see some rooms. Is breakfast included in the room rate? So if you want to know if you when you're paying the room, if it's the breakfast is already included. In some hotels, they included in your room rate, but some hotels are not. So you will know this. You can determine this while booking. It's already if there's a information if it's included or not. What time is check-in and check-out? Yeah, so you will know what is the time you can check in and what will be the time for you for your check out. So again, check in is registering and receiving the room key. Check out is returning the room key. Okay. Another one is, could you please bring extra towels to my room? So if you are requesting for an extra towel, you can ask this to a housekeeping or in the reception. Is there free Wi-Fi available in the room? So if you want to know if you have internet access in your room, you can use this question or you can ask like this. Is there a free Wi-Fi available in the rooms? Can you recommend any good restaurants nearby? So if the hotel only have a limited restaurant or you want to eat something, you can ask the receptionist or someone like this. If you can you recommend any good restaurants nearby? Or can you recommend other restaurants nearby? So here another question. Can you arrange a taxi for me tomorrow morning? So this you can always ask this to the receptionist. If you would like someone to arrange a cab or a taxi for tomorrow or every time when you need it. Is there a safe deposit box where I can store my valuables? So most of the hotel rooms have a deposit box. It's already included inside your cabinet. In your room, there's a safe deposit box. So where you can store your wallets or your some jewelries or anything valuables. Can I have a wake up call at tomorrow? So if you need someone to remind you to alarm you on a specific time, you can ask this for a reception and then they will call you that of your desired time to remind you for your wake up call. So can I have a wake up call at tomorrow? I'm having trouble with air conditioning, heat or heating in my room. Can you assist? So if you need assistance, So you're asking this in the reception if you have something or any concerns in your stay, you can ask this one in the reception. So I'm having trouble with anything. Is it, for example, air conditioning or heating, or you have problem connecting on your Wi-Fi or turning on the television? So you can ask like this. Can you assist? Or can you help me like that? Are there any laundry facilities or service available? So this is always available in a hotel. So, but this is also have an extra charges. So if you need laundries or other services, you can ask this way. Are there any laundry facilities or services available? Is there a gym or fitness center in the hotel? Or you can say, where is the gym located? Or what floor in the hotel is the gym located? Could you please provide a map of the local area? So, if you are a tourist and you want to explore the area of your destination, some hotel they are providing the map. So you can ask for a map of that local area. So here, when you are now asking for a direction, so this will be a help if you are a tourist or this will be your first time on a specific location. So how are we going to address or ask for a direction? So first, we have some words here. The word excuse me. So this is the polite phrase, or you can use this to get someone's attention. So you will use excuse me. Can you help me? So you are asking for a assistance. So if you need some assistance, you can use or you can ask like this. Can you help me? So when you are in the direction, you can use where is blank or how do I get to like that. So it's asking for the location of a specific place or asking for the direction to a specific destination. So where you can say, where is the toilet? Where is the museum? How do I get to train station? So something like that. So when they say go straight, so meaning if you're taking the path, proceed in a direct or linear path without turning. So only straight. So just go straight. So so here, turn left. So change direction. It's like moving to the left. And turn right, it is moving to the right. So you can see this on the streets. So, across the street. So, I have here across the street. This means you move from one side of the road to the other. So, if you need or meaning your location is on the other side, you can say it's across the street. So another word that we have is it far or is it close? So these are the questions to indicate, inquire about the distance of the destination. So if you want to know how far or is it close, so you can ask like that. We can also have here landmark. So the landmark is um, it is the prominent or recognizable feature use a point of reference. It's like not totally the tourist spot, but it's like when you are asking, uh, what landmark can you use or can you see when you are going to a coffee shop, right? So they can say it's near the coffee shop, it's near on the or beside the salon, like that. So your salon is your landmark there. So it's not to be exactly the tourist spot. So of course landmark also used for those feature. So if you are asking someone to repeat or clarify the directions given, you can ask this way. Can you repeat that, please? So, can you repeat? So, if you want to clarify or say it again, so you can ask, can you repeat, please? Is there a bus or train station nearby? So, it is inquiring about the proximity of the public transportation. So if you are in the mall or in the market and you want to know if there's a nearby bus station or train station, you can ask this way. Is there a bus or train station nearby? And then if you are not sure of those direction that they told you, you can ask someone to mark or indicate the location on a map. Like, can you show it on the map? So, if you are not familiar on the place, on the local area, you can ask this by marking on the map. So, I have here again another or some phrases when you are asking for a directions. So, could you, excuse me, could you tell me how to get to and then your preferred destination? So, you are asking for assistance. Then, can you please give me directions to, so that way. So you can remember these questions if you need or if you think you can use this when you are traveling. So which way is, and then the place that you can go, like this, the landmark. Which way is going to the museum? Which way is going to that bridge? So something like that. So you can use that also. So I'm a bit lost. Can you help me find my way back to? So, so if you are a bit lost and you need to go back to the hotel or you need to go back to the station, so you can use or ask for this question. So could you point me in the right direction for? Can you recommend the quickest route to? So if you are in a hurry and you want the faster way to go to your destination, you can ask this way. Is there a bus or train station nearby? So again, for asking for a station nearby to your location. So how long does it take to walk or drive from here to your, or for the, from here for the station or from the market? Do I need, how long do I need to walk from there? So if you want to know the distance from that. Excuse me, but I seem to have taken a wrong turn. How can I back on track? So if you are lost, maybe you are driving and you want to go back to your place, you can ask for assistance like this. So there. So those are the vocabulary and phrases that we or I discussed with you when you are traveling by train, or then you need some information during staying in a hotel and asking for a direction. So when you are traveling, it's very crucial to able to express yourself and understand important safety instructions. So knowing English provides an added layer of security and allow you to ask for help when needed, communicate with authorities, and ensure the well-being of yourself when you are traveling. So that's why we need to learn some of these English phrases when you are traveling. So this is for your safety and security, right? And also it gives you an easy communication for this or for local, for interacting some locals for a specific destination that you go through. Okay? So that will be for today. I hope you learned something why we need to learn English when we are traveling. So again, thank you.